Finally decided to jump on the Turkesterone bandwagon. Well, I don't really have it with me right now because I'm in Vietnam, but I ordered a few months supply worth when it came back in stock a little while ago. And I want to test it out and see how it works for me. I'm natural, it's a newer natural supplement. And there's a whole debate on whether it works or not, people testing out this fake Chinese stuff versus Greg Doucette stuff. Full disclosure, I am affiliated with Harder Than Last Time. However, I do buy all my own supplements. I'm not getting it sent to me for free. I just wanted to see what works for me. And if you think I'm lying about stuff because I could just be making some money from it, then I don't really care, because if you think I'm lying, then I really don't want you watching me anyways. But I'm only gonna promote the things I use. Like, I've been taking creatine, pre-workout, protein powder pretty much is all for the last 5 years. And I did try Turk Max a couple years ago. You can check that video out as well. It made a big difference in my cardio. I was pretty surprised actually by it. And when I do a review, I like seeing results in numbers. So many reviews I've seen like on Turkesterone so far has been people like, oh, I felt more energy at the gym, or I felt more motivated to go to the gym. Like, I don't care about your feelings. Like, I wanna see objective results, before and after numbers, not before and after feelings. So what I'm planning to do with this is tracking those type of results. I already went through about a 5-week program that I set up that I'm basically gonna do again and track and see if I improve quicker or get more reps, and I'll talk about how I do that. But I'm gonna be tracking my strength progress. I'm gonna be tracking my weight, which I already did, my daily weight, and then my average at the end. My physique, I don't really expect like my physique to change a lot because I'm testing it more so for strength, but I did see from like Will Tennyson's, he said it made him feel drier, less watery. So I'm gonna compare the video that I took at the end of this to at the end of when I get through the program again with the Turkesterone. And then also blood work. I just got my blood work done a week and a half ago and got the results back. So I've got a baseline of what it looks like. So I can see, are there any changes in my blood work as I go through this? So let me know down in the comments if there are any other things you think I should track, and I can add to the list, but that's what I've done so far. So how am I gonna track this? I went through 5 weeks, basically 7 sessions of legs, push, pull, and then again, legs, push, pull. So I did that 7 times. And in order to track my strength progress, I picked a weight where I could get 10 reps. That was my 10 rep max. I'm tracking the entire workout, but I'm really focusing on my 10 rep max on the first working set of each workout. Because if you make progress on the first set of your next workout, then subsequent exercises during that day may suffer some because you're pushing harder. So I'm tracking everything, but the main thing I'm focused on is the first lift of each day. So just to show you my tracker on how I'm working this. For my leg day, the main thing I'm tracking is the leg press. And the exercise I'm picking are ones I can easily track, make sure I'm getting full range of motion, so those types of things aren't changing and making it easier for me to get more reps. So I start out with my leg press at home, 350 for 10 is what I got. And then for bench press, because it's easy to tell all the way to your chest and all the way back up. And I'm not doing pause reps or anything because it's hard to track, okay, how long did I pause? I'm just going down, back up, and I'm not bouncing it or anything like that, but I'm just doing controlled and back up. And I start with 200 for 10, and then I got this new seal row bench where I'm doing barbell rows. So essentially you lay down on it, arms are fully stretched, and I bring it up until it hits the bottom of the bench, and that's full range of motion for that exercise. And my first exercise with this one, it was the first time using the bench, and 165 was a little too heavy. I didn't get it all the way up on the last 2 reps, so I dropped it down to 155. So that one changed a little bit, but essentially I stayed with 155 after that. And what I did was each workout, I just used the same weights and then tried to get one more rep, as many reps as I could. So I went from 10 reps on the leg press at 350, and I ended with 15 reps. And then for push day, I started with 200 for 10, and I ended with 200 for 12. And I thought I was gonna be able to get 13, but just didn't happen. And then for the pull day, that 165 was too heavy, so 155, and it ended up getting 11. So I figure, okay, I got 11, maybe it would have been 10 the first day. Just kind of interpolating there, and stayed with 155 and got up to 15 reps by the last one. And I'm still gonna go over all the rest of the reps. You can see all these different colors, like green means I did better, orange means I stayed the same, red would be regression, which I didn't have any regression on any of the main first lifts. But you also see I tracked the weights every day, and then I took the average of all those at the very end. But I'd range anywhere from like 182 to 185 depending on what I ate. the day before and going to the bathroom and all that type of stuff, water retention, and it averaged around 183.5, I think it was. And so my goal is to stay around that same weight. I don't want to be bulking up and be like, oh, well, you got stronger quicker because you were bulking. No, I'm trying to stay around the same weight and do it like that. So we got the strength numbers and then the weight numbers, and basically what I'm planning on doing is I set up this next one where I'm going to take 1 turkesterone per day for the whole time I'm doing this, track the weights. And my rule of thumb for going up in weight is if I got 200 for 12, then I can probably get 210 for 10. So pretty much every 5 pounds is 1 rep. So for the leg press, I got 15 reps at the end, so I added 25 pounds, 375, and I'm shooting for 10. If I can get more, I'm gonna do more, and that'll just be my baseline, but that's how I'm gauging this. Then 210, shooting for 10. And then I got 15 at the end of the barbell rows, but adding 25 pounds of that, I think is a little much, so I just went with 20, 175, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not too heavy. And then same thing, just gonna go through all these. And if you wanna follow along as I'm doing this, I'm posting live pretty much almost all of my workouts now at home. So if you got questions, I'm doing live Q&As. I'm talking about various topics as I'm doing it from questions that people have during them, so I can help you out. More engagement. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years and got a pretty good gauge on what works well for me in diet and training and all that. So feel free to check those out. I'm post them usually a few hours before I start so you can see when it's going to happen and join in and ask questions. Or you can always drop questions on the video after the fact, and then I might take your question and use it as a topic for the next one. So Physique, you know, this video here is basically just to show you this is my starting point, what I look like around 183, 10-ish% body fat, and compare this to later on. And I didn't do anything special with this. I'm not gonna do these before pictures where I'm standing with bad posture and sticking my stomach out and bad lighting, and then later on be like, oh look, I look so much better with this turkesterone and I fasted ahead of time and changed my water intake and all this to make it look better. No, I'm doing the same thing. Video in the beginning of the morning when I get up, just get a pump. I want to make myself look as good as possible in both of them, so I have a good comparison that you can look at. And again, I don't expect a big change from this physique and later on, but who knows, maybe I will look drier from turkesterone. However it happens, we'll see. And then the blood work, I just got my blood work back a few days ago. Testosterone levels at 511, and then I've got the other lipids and stuff like that. I actually just posted a video about how I lowered my cholesterol over the last 4 months by quite a lot from doing cardio. And speaking of cardio, you know, talking about those subjective numbers, I remember seeing Turk Max reviews and people saying like, oh, you know, I felt like I had more energy. I mean, I did when I took it, but that's not a metric that you can track. That's just subjective. And I tracked for, I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks, my pool swim times over an hour, and I increased my distance that I swam by 14% by the end of it as I was taking Turk Max, and my heart rate was lower. So those are pretty clear stats that it was working well. And then when I stopped taking it, it changed a little bit. Like I didn't go quite as far and my heart rate was higher. So it definitely makes a difference. And I'm not just gonna tell you I feel good, you know, buy this product. Again, I'm just gonna tell you all the stuff I use. I actually have a whole video talking about the products at Harder Than Last Time that I think aren't really worth your time, what you should do instead of taking those products, and you can check that out if you want. And I'm only gonna tell you guys the things that I think are good. Every company is gonna be selling stuff that I think are probably, some of the products are a joke and not worth your money. I don't want you wasting your money. You don't need any of this stuff. Most people's problem is just they're not training hard or consistently. You get a program, train hard, push yourself each time to make progress, know how much protein you need, make sure you have your diet in check, and then do that consistently over time. Most people don't need supplements, they just need consistency, and that's when you get the results. So that's my plan with turkesterone. We're tracking strength, weight, physique, how it looks, and then blood work. And again, let me know in the comments if there's anything you think I should add to that. By the time this video drops, I'm probably gonna be in day 1 or day 2 of actually taking this, because I'm getting home in a few days and I'm just gonna go right back into it after I get a good night of sleep. We'll see what happens. I'm not sitting here thinking anything amazing is gonna happen, but I'm just gonna push myself as hard as I can. Again, I know there's gonna be people saying, oh, you're just making money, you know, you're probably holding yourself back from doing as many reps as you can, and now you're gonna actually push harder to make it look like the product works. If you know me and watch my videos, you know that's not how I am. Like, if I'm gonna take the time to work out, I'm not gonna be wasting that time by holding myself back. I wanna make progress. I wanna build as much muscle as I can naturally and be healthy, and I'm not gonna waste my time to try to make a few extra dollars from this, because the amount of money I make from affiliate sales is not even enough to cover what I buy for myself in supplements and all the protein powders and protein bars and creatine pre-workout. So, you know, if you think I'm a liar, there's nothing I can do to change your mind. But hopefully, you know, based on the stuff I do, being honest is important to me. I'm not here to trick people. I just want to see if this works. I'm going to share my results with you. So hit that like button if you like this video, comment with any questions or anything like that you have, or with other supplements or anything. Be sure to check out those live videos, subscribe so you can see those pop up when they happen. If you hit the bell notification, and I'll see y'all soon.